Hello, friends of Zion Lutheran Church. I'm coming to you today from one of our classrooms on our campus here at Zion. This is where our kindergartners and first and second graders normally meet. And as we have come to the end of what would have been our curriculum for this school year, I thought I would be here and give a little tour of our classroom and also share a little bit about the theory behind this godly play curriculum that we've been working through. This curriculum, which we launched this year, is designed to give children an experience of the Bible through physical materials, some of which you can see behind me and which we'll see in the room. Physical materials that they can touch and manipulate and engage with, and stories which are told in a way that they invite children to wonder about the Bible and what God is saying to them. So our classroom centers on what's behind me, which is called our focal shelf. And this shelf has some of the most important elements of the Bible and the Christian story, beginning with our Holy Family and Jesus' birth. And then we have a baby here for the lesson about baptism. We have Jesus as the Good Shepherd who gives us the bread and the wine. And we also have here our liturgical calendar, both here in wood as well as here on the wall in felt. And this calendar shows us the church year with its different colors. And you can see here the yellow arrow is pointing to the third week of Easter, which we're currently in. And each class, each Sunday, the children can move the arrow to the next Sunday. And you'll see the important festivals of the year marked: the cross for Easter, red for Pentecost, Advent, and Christmas. So we work our way around the church calendar. The school year begins in the fall over here with what's called our Old Testament sacred stories. You can see our creation cards for the 7 days of creation, and moving then on to Noah's Ark. A quick note about these materials: pretty much all of these story materials, with a couple exceptions, have been made or painted or prepared by a volunteer from our congregation. So this has been really a communal effort to build this classroom and this curriculum. After Noah's Ark, we continue through the people of God, the patriarchs, Abraham and Sarah, going through the Red Sea, to getting the Ten Commandments on the mountain. We move through creating the Ark and the temple in Jerusalem, and then eventually the people of God are carted off to exile. After these Old Testament sacred stories finish around late fall, we move over here to this corner to the Advent or Christmas shelf. But before we get there, I should stop here and point out to you our desert box. Of course, some of these Old Testament sacred stories take place in the desert, and so we need a desert, sand, to tell those stories. But then we make our way over to the Advent stories, 4 weeks that lead us to Bethlehem and to Epiphany. And then after Christmas, as we head into the new year, we make our way over here to the parable shelves. There are 6 parables wrapped in a box, as they are mysteries, and each with a different color. And so we make our way through those parables. And then we make our way back over here into this corner to our Easter shelves. We enter into the mystery of Easter and the season of Lent. And then we have these 7 faces of Easter, events in Jesus' life that take us up to Easter, his death and resurrection. And then we have a couple of New Testament stories that we've done these last couple weeks: the synagogue in the upper room, and Jesus and his 12 disciples. So this is our classroom where children wonder about these stories of God. They respond with a free time where they can work on art projects or work with the story materials. They gather in a circle in this space and share a meal, share life together, talk, and pray. These next 6 weeks, although we've come to the end of what would have been our curriculum, we'll be going through those 6 parables to take us through May and then conclude in June. We'll just review those for those if they've experienced them before or to hear them for the first time. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting our church's ministry.